Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Going to be able to spend a couple of segments with my good friend Shannon Register, and she is with Register Real Estate. She's also an editor over at USDailyReview.com when it comes to prestige properties, and always delighted to have you on the program. And you've got a great guest for us today, but before you introduce your guest, kind of give us that overview of what RREA is all about.
Well, RREA stands for Register Real Estate Advisors. We're in Spring, Texas, and we service Houston, Spring, and the Woodlands real estate needs. We have plenty of realtors that work all over Houston, all over the Houston area, very familiar with it, and they go out and show clients and help buy-side clients. They also help sell, and on the sell side, we have a production studio, so we do high-end quality videos to help sell homes that we're listing for sale. So we do high-end homes, we do foreclosure homes. We do everything in between. So.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so go ahead and introduce our guests.
Absolutely. I'm so excited today to have on the senior economist at the Real Estate Research Center at Texas A&M University, Dr. Jim Gaines. Welcome.
Thank you, Shannon. Good to be here with you again. And hello, Kevin.
Hey, good evening, Dr. Gaines. All right, good to have you on. Before we get started with our questioning, kind of explain to the listener what the center is all about.
We're about a 40-year-old center. We're funded by the industry directly, and our mission, quite simply, is to be the provider of information for people to make better real estate decisions. Mm-hmm. So our exclusive reason for being is to collect data, conduct research, provide analyses, and provide information to the industry. And by industry, I'm talking about not only the sales, but to the mortgage industry, the insurance industry, the construction industry, the whole gamut that would be called real estate, as well as to the general public about what's going on and what to expect.
All right. I know Shannon had a direction she wanted to go, so why don't you start with our first question?
Absolutely. Well, we're right here at the end of 2011, so we always want a great forecast for you for the new year.
So, yeah, make it good or at least lie. No. We need an accurate one, too. So give us a picture of what's happening.
We want it to be accurate, but we definitely want to know what's going to happen in 2012. What are your predictions?
Sure. In fact, that's what I've been working on here recently, as you might well imagine, because as the calendar moves forward, we get that question a lot. So let's see if we can kind of address it. We may be looking at slightly different forecasts for the national real estate sector as opposed to Texas, and then even if we get down into local markets within Texas, it might be even slightly different as well. At the national level, quite frankly, the consensus of almost all forecasters that I'm looking at, and even our own view of the world, is that at the national level, we're not going to see any great significant changes in 2012. Most major decisions are being postponed till after the November election. They're simply, quite frankly, coming into the year in January and February in the first quarter. There's just simply not a whole lot of momentum pushing the market forward. Mm-hmm. Now, with that said, it's also true that we don't see a lot of momentum pushing the market much further downward. So we're thinking that at the national level, 2010, 2011, 2012 are probably going to be viewed as trough years, sort of the national market hitting a bottom and just rocking along that bottom. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is we're beginning to see some slight indicators in some of the national data, job reports, lower initial claims, interest rates, of course, still staying down, and so forth, that may indicate some reason for some hope on down the road. I think that two or three things hanging over our national level. The foreclosures have been down for the last several months, but we don't think, and nobody thinks, that's going to hold up. It's a temporary thing because of the the administrative and legal mess that's going on with the attorneys general and the major lenders and the whole lending community about the robo-signing and the processing and procedures used in a lot of the foreclosures over the last couple of years.
Right.
And quite frankly, the foreclosures are being pent up. If you read the report the other day, the average time for a foreclosure to go from initial default and delinquency to actual foreclosure sale is close to 2 years.
Wow.
People are staying in their homes
at the
now.
national level.
Yeah.
At the national level.
And it has a lot to do with the laws in those specific states, I assume.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Texas is a little bit different. We have a little bit quicker process.
Yeah, I'm going to get to Texas.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there.
We have a little more respect for property owners here. So
Yeah,
which is not the guy in the house
Right.
until the mortgage is paid.
The reason I point all this out, though, and it's important for your listeners, is because that's a lot of the news that they're going to be hearing.
Right.
They're going to be hearing about it at the national level, and how home prices, for example, at the national level are probably still going to fall. They're going to, the end of year 2011, they're going to be down, and 2012 probably down again, but the rate of decline has been slowing down. So my guess is 2012 could go anywhere from about a +1 to a -7%. At the national level. And that's the kind of news you're going to be seeing at the national level. Now, Texas is much better. The foreclosure issue,
Dr. Gaines, we got about a minute before we have to go to the next segment, so we'll focus on the national situation just in a matter of about a minute or so. So let's go ahead and wrap up with Texas. Wrap up with the national level by going ahead and giving information on how they can get more information about you and the center, particularly about the center.
Sure, okay. At the national level, the other thing that's happening is the federal government seems to be backing out of the housing issues. No more stimulus, no more tax credits, that kind of thing. If anyone is interested in getting some of this information, and our information, please go to our website. It's recenter.tamu.edu.
Got it.
That's recenter.tamu.edu.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. And if you want an incredible resource as far as what's going on right here in the Houston market, you need to go to rrea.com. And you want some excellent video footage to look at some of the homes that are available, you want to go to rrea.tv. And that's your great work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and you can always reach an agent at 281-288-3500.
Yeah, make sure you do that. And when we come back, we're going to focus a little more about what's going on in the locals and in the state area with Dr. Gaines. So stay tuned for that right here on The Price of Business.